Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the Park Lark channel. Today we've traveled to Santa Ana, California to a actual park. As you can see maybe from the background, there is a park here, and further behind me is a little bit of a stream that has water in it. So I've traveled here today to show you something. So why don't you come along and join me? So there's the stream I was mentioning a moment ago. Has water, it's flowing. It travels through this little bit of a canyon here. You can see that there is a wilderness area here in the middle of the city, in the middle of Orange County, Santa Ana, California. Well, much to my surprise, I'm not able to show you what I thought I could show you. For those of you who know and have been viewers of the Adam the Woo Daily Woo channel, you probably know and have heard the stories and have seen the videos of him coming down a slide on a bike after he had proclaimed that he was going to be doing a very ignorant thing by what he ended up doing, and he he proved it out, because when he took his bike up at the top of that little hill there where these trees are, there was a hill. Well, there is a hill still, and there was a series of a ramp and steps, and maybe more than 5 years ago there used to be two city park slides, long ones, old school type, made of metal. And there was a shorter one and a longer one on the other side. Well, he went to the one on the other side and came rolling down on his bike. And when the bike went off the end of the slide, it went down and hit it was about a foot drop from the edge of the slide to the ground. And his, as he called it, his front tire tacoed, causing his whole momentum to pivot on the wheel that didn't spin any longer, and he went up and over the handlebars and came crashing down onto the soil. And he had his camera positioned and he caught it all. And if you've seen the video, and I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can go and watch that, you can hear him go, "Ow!" And so yeah, and he ended up sitting down over there by this tank on the far left on a picnic bench, and he said he was there for about a half hour trying to compose himself, as he said.
Just discovered probably the longest slides in the history of existence for a kid's playground. Look at the size of those slides. And you know what that means? I'm about to do something really ignorant. Okay, that hurt really, really badly. My bike is pretty much destroyed. Look at the front tire. It's, yeah, that's done. I'm kind of in a lot of pain right now, so it's hard for me to talk, but this is the lock and the basket over here. Bike annihilated, but the sunglasses still here. That hurt so bad. That was such a stupid idea.
So unfortunately, you can see that the city of Santa Ana has constructed what appears to be some sort of filtration of water or treatment or some kind. I'm not sure what those tanks are for, but they are repurposing this area for city infrastructure. And so the crews that you see walking by in the frame, here's more of them over here, are busy at work at whatever this construction project is all about. So it kind of earmarks the fact that an era comes to an end in terms of a filming location for Adam the Woo. It's really I guess progress keeps on marching, and the needs of the greater city outweigh the sentiments and sentimental values of what used to be, unfortunately. Here's more to the project, and it looks like there's some kind of structure or fencing that may be constructed here. The rebar sticking up out of the foundation, indicating that it's something else is going to be constructed here. You can see there's a lot of pipe fittings, large pipe fittings, so it may be have something to do with water. It has probably something to do with city water supply. And it's surprising to me because, in fact, I don't think this block building here was here when I was last here a year ago. So it's surprising to me that they are doing this here, because it seemed like this was all designated a city park or county park. But like I said just a moment ago, when it comes to supplying and positioning the infrastructure for the city and for generations to come, those priorities outweigh other priorities that may have been set, in the past. So they've taken a corner of this park, this wilderness park, which sits here in the middle of Santa Ana, in what is referred to as the Santiago Creek area. Some may even call it a canyon, but it's not necessarily a canyon. It's just a path that the natural waterway through here has eroded over time and kind of sunken it below grade. But it could have also been excavated in the past to kind of control flooding and to direct the water downstream without flooding and spreading out across land. So that could be it too. But at any rate, this is a very nice wilderness recreational area here for the residents in Santa Ana. And so a piece of it, unfortunately, is now going to protect their water supply and to ensure that going forward they have the resources that they need for the growing population, and, as I mentioned, the generations to come. As I make my way back to my car, I'll note at this moment for the video that I'll do a little research when I get back to my studio and see if I can find any information that either confirms what I was just describing to you, or actually tells me what it is that they're doing here, so I can include that in this video so that it documented for posterity, to use an Adam DeWooism. But we're not done. I'm headed to another location, and so when I get there, I'll pick up the video at that point. Stay tuned, everybody. I'm sure you'll like the next location. So this was the sign that was behind me at the intro. It says here that there was a bond act passed in 2000 to improve areas and to protect them. And it commemorates who the city council people were at the time and who was involved in the development and who the governor was at the time, Governor Brown. So yeah, this would go back 25 years, 26 years. So we've traveled to our next destination. We've arrived and we're on approach to the place I wanted to show you. It's a well-documented location here in Orange, California, not far from where we were in Santa Ana. I'm going to flip this around and you'll see. So we're here at the Adam DeWoo bench. And these are people who have applied these decals here. There's also been an inscription done of his initials. His family was here a few weeks ago following the Celebration of Life event that took place nearby in Garden Grove, California. It was attended by all of his friends from the blogosphere, and it was broadcast live on YouTube, on his father's YouTube channel, JWW On The Move. You can still look that up on YouTube, and he still has the recording of that live broadcast that you can view at this time. Like I said, his family had come here. They sat on the bench. They did a video. His dad, Jim Williams, did a video from here, along with his wife, June, daughter, Faith, husband, Ryan. This location, its official name is the Orange Plaza, and was named in the early 1800s that by the early inhabitants of this area that were constructing the community, and they wanted to create an area that was perhaps reminiscent of points east and maybe even old Europe, where roundabouts are used at intersections to instead of control traffic signals and that kind of thing. So there is a water fountain here. You can see it there in the background, and that fountain has been here for quite some time, but it's been reconstructed multiple times because of traffic, probably in the evening hours, who are coming down the thoroughfare here on Chapman, because this is the intersection of Chapman Avenue, which is that road going east, and continues on that direction going west. And the intersection of the other cross street is Glassell, and that's north. And this is Glassell going south. And so the circle, as some people have become more used more frequently here in modern day, they instead of Orange Plaza, they'll refer to it as the Orange Circle. And for those who have some small businesses here that have souvenirs, Adam had documented one shop where they had coined the phrase the Perkle, which is a combination of the plaza and the circle, and they came up with Perkle. So it's the Orange Perkle. In that building, which I believe is an old bank building, judging by the architecture, was once a Starbucks. There is a different type of coffee establishment in there now. Starbucks no longer is operating from there. And then, because interestingly enough, that was a Starbucks, and that building right over there is the old newspaper building from back in the day here in Orange, California. And then they went out of business, and the building was vacated for a while, and then it was renovated, and Starbucks moved in there and operated out of there for years. Adam would go there and get his piping hot caffeinated beverage, and then come over here and record a video or a segment of his video where he was basically doing a sit and talk, which he was famous to do back when he was a resident of Orange County. And in fact, he said he lived close by from this area. I don't know exactly where, but it was apparently within walking distance. And there was another location that he resided, which was much, much closer to Disneyland. And I know where that's located at. It's actually behind the Toy Story parking lot of of Disneyland Resort, which is not, it's down the street from Disneyland, about a block on Harbor. And so anyway, this is the famous plaza, or circle, or Perkle, whichever term tickles your fancy. I think most people in this area will recognize what you're trying to say, and you'll be able to effectively communicate. But anyway, I mentioned that the fountain has been rebuilt, and this has been the location of where so for whatever reason, cars are now turned into noisemakers, and you just heard and saw one, and you can still hear it as it drives off in the distance. But at any rate, this is where cars coming this direction, for whatever reason, don't see that the street turns to the right, and they continue on through here. The city has put in these stanchions, or bollards, if you will, and to try to stop traffic here if they are headed this way, to keep them from impacting on the fountain in the distance there. But there have been cars that, prior to the installation of these, went straight through and hit the structure over there. You can see that this tree here is missing some bark here at the end, and that is directly a result of cars that have impacted that tree in the past. Amazing, isn't it? Here in current day, this 1800s erected and developed business area of Orange is now the home for many antique stores that line these either side of the glacial. And in addition, there are a number of food service locations, and the same holds true for the other side of the north side of glacial. You'll find down there is a store that Adam featured in his video about this area, and they sell vinyl records, and so he was in there, and I don't know if I think somebody in a recent vlog noted that perhaps that store had closed down, but maybe we'll go down there and take a look. I think one of the things that Adam really found to his interest here, and would visit this area and actually chose to live here for a few years, is the fact that it is so reminiscent of what Walt Disney's vision was for Main Street, USA at Disneyland Resort. And this turn of the century architecture and blend of old versus new, kind of that transitional period, he found, like I say, interesting, and he welcomed that experience, that nostalgia that he always would include in his vlogs. He was perhaps an old soul that felt at home with such nostalgia, but nonetheless, he was a modern man, and he was a punk rocker, and played in the band and had tattoos, unlike any contemporary back in the 1800s. So the record store still is here, and it's named Mr. C's Records, and we'll take a closer look in a bit to see if in fact they still carry records. Apparently he carries rare records. Most records are rare. There's CDs and DVDs. Oh, and 8-tracks. Wow. I think I have a box in my garage with some of these in it. Amazing. And here's a box full of vinyl albums. You can kind of see that they have some really old titles in here. So you can see here they've got DVDs, they've got CDs, albums galore on racks. They've got some pinned up to the wall. On the opposite wall there are 45s. Amazing, truly amazing. So this is the record store that Adam would come to here in the Old Town Orange. This is a location that Adam would stop in and pick up his piping hot caffeinated beverage after Starbucks had closed. It's Phil's Coffee. There are a few of these in the Southern California area. They may be nationwide. I know that I have purchased K-Cups with their coffee. It's quite good. In fact, I may go in there and pick up one. But yeah, he included this location in a few of his videos of recent years. Well, I'm going to end the video here, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the fact that we made a video kind of memorializing still and reminiscing about our beloved Adam Williams, David Adam Williams, as least I found out after his death. It's late March. In a couple of days, it's going to be April 1st. And so it's been 3 months since the passing of David Adam Williams in his home in Celebration, Florida. It was quite a shock to me and made me very emotional for weeks and weeks. Made it difficult to watch anything that might have had him in it. But now the grief has started to subside. I know for others who knew him their entire life, they may still be in the throes of that kind of emotion, and my prayers and heartfelt prayers go out to them, and that they find comfort and peace soon. And but in the meantime, that we're all thinking of them and supporting their journey to healing. And so at any rate, again, I hope that you found the video of interest and that you'll come back to the Park Lark channel. We always got something good going on here with Southern California theme parks and seasonal events and other interesting, fun stuff. So take care. We'll see you the next time. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Bye now.